Welcome back. Now, I feel like saying good morning because this is a news video, but last video of the day and all. Going out to play some floor hockey, or road hockey. We'll see if it's outdoors or indoors today. But yeah, and there is a meetup on Saturday, which of course that's mentioned on the community page. They're having a meetup on Saturday. No idea how many people are going to be there. Could be really well attended. And then the plan is to have one every week or every other week after that. Again, at various spots around the Fraser Valley and towards Vancouver, that kind of thing. So, that aside, let us discuss the Seattle part, get it out of the way first, right? Apparently, Ron Francis is working the phones as we had expected, talking to Dougie Hamilton and Adam Larsson, talking to their agent, trying to get things figured out. And, if they signed Hamilton and Larsson, just imagine the kind of blue line they could put together. Like I did the expansion draft where I'm like, well, I'll pretend that they're able to sign Dano, that they get a shutdown center that can win faceoffs. Good starting spot. Then in free agency, you can go out and get another top two center. And who knows, right? But yeah, if they could get Hamilton and Larsson, get them signed and pick them out of expansion, this could be an impressive blue line right out of the gate. So Drieger, his 3-year, $3.5 million per season extension likely gets announced tomorrow when they do their picks. And that should be how this works. So I know there's the whole leak of Kerfoot. No, Kerfoot's the guy from Toronto. We'll see, right? Is that the case? Probably, but we'll see. But yeah, Seattle's going to bring these guys out, and I would think there will be players who, like Drieger, maybe they don't have contracts. Maybe it's an RFA. And so they say, all right, here's Drieger, and he just signed a contract with us, so he's going to be here for the next 3 years. There may be other players they do that with as well. So I'm aware that you have to have 20 contracts beyond this past season for your Seattle expansion draft on Cap Friendly, but that wouldn't include Drieger, so right there. It's all kind of up in the air. We'll see what they do. So the NHL schedule is set to release on Thursday. The one that they're releasing is the one with the Olympic break, which is going to be 3 weeks. That's a nice long Olympic break. And it really means that you squash the rest of that schedule. So when you look at the schedule and you're like, why is the team I cheer for playing 3 games in 4 nights so often? It's going to be that schedule. So yeah, 3-week Olympic break. There is another schedule as well that they're not publicizing right now, which doesn't include that break if the players don't actually go to Beijing, which I still think is 50-50. I still don't know that we're going to get there. And I want to say, too, that after the entry draft is done, I'm going to mention this just here in the news video, I do intend on doing new prospect videos. I'm going to stop the prospect videos between now and the draft because we're so close. I didn't do anywhere near as many prospect videos as I did last year, but I've got the McKean's book. I've got the one from Elite Prospects, the one from Hockey Prospect. So I may go back and once we know who's been drafted where, say, all right, and frame it a little bit different. Like, okay, here's the player that was just drafted by Detroit. Here's the player who was just drafted by Calgary, that kind of thing. And do new prospect videos and talk about it in a little bit of a different fashion than your standard prospect videos. So I intend to do that when the draft is done. I may go through it in order. I may go through it from, say, the end of the 3rd round all the way up to the number 1 pick, that kind of thing. Crazy, right? We'll see. Interesting perspective on Patrik Laine. So Laine has a qualifying offer of $7.5 million for this season. He may just sign that. So the idea of, sitting down and working on an extension with Columbus, it might make more sense for him to just sign a $7.5 million qualifying offer and then, have that big season next year. He's been betting on himself the whole time. That would be right in line with what he normally does. Bet on himself, take that short-term deal with the idea that he's going to knock it out of the park next season and then get the big payday. And it's $7.5 million. Somebody sat me down and said, hey, so do you want $7.5 million? Yes, I would. Where do I sign? Aren't you worried? No, not worried about anything. No, it's fine. So, yeah, Laine, qualifying offer. We'll see if he signs it. Coming out today, Yannick Weber, who last played for the Penguins, so I figured I'd put on the... See, there you go. I got a Teddy Bluger jersey. I didn't jinx it. He's still a member of the Penguins. I was so worried when the expansion list and there was like, Bluger might be unprotected. I'm like, oh, God, no. Because if I get this jersey And then he's gone. I've officially jinxed him as a Penguin, and I would apologize to Penguins fans everywhere. But Yannick Weber retires as a member of the Penguins. His career will continue overseas, just done at the NHL level. 499 games played. Come on, one more game. 28 goals, 66 assists for 94 points in his career. I liked Yannick Weber. I thought he was a decent number 6, number 7 guy in Vancouver. Of course, he went to Nashville after Nashville traded Shea Weber, which led me to kind of chuckle and say they have to have a guy named Weber on the blue line. That's standard. And now we go from 2 Webers to we're Weberless right now on the blue line in the NHL, right? So, yeah, Yannick Weber retires, and all the best to him. I think he had a very good career, and yeah, he was useful. He played his role well. He was never a superstar, never this fantastic top 2 guy, but he played his role well, and I never heard him complain about ice time or being a healthy scratch at any point in his career. This is interesting. So Barclay Goodrow, this has come out, over the last couple of days that the Rangers have basically agreed to a 6-year, $3.6 million a year contract. But when the rumor came out, this was during Seattle's exclusive time. Seattle's exclusive time is to any unrestricted free agent that's not protected. And of course, Goodrow wasn't protected by the Rangers. So I find it weird, the timing of that being announced. But again, GMs are announcing this stuff, and I think they're trying to warn off Ron Francis, like, hey, we've already got a deal in principle, so don't bother calling him. $3.6 million a year for 6 years. I like Goodrow. That feels high. Like, that feels steep to me. Chris Drury, of course, said that he believes that Goodrow's Stanley Cup success means that he can walk into the locker room and help guys understand what it takes to be a success and all of that wonderful stuff, which is interesting. We'll see how this goes, because again, it feels like that might be, like I said not too long ago, the Rangers didn't have a bad contract on the team. Did they take that personal, or because I like Goodrow, I do, but that $3.6 million cap hit for 6 years, I don't know how well that one's going to age. We'll see, right? Might end up being brilliant. If the Rangers make the playoffs next year and if Goodrow has a great season, it looks smart. So the whole Kaprizov watch has gone on longer than I think we'd hope. I think we'd all kind of hoped that Minnesota would have figured this out. Apparently Minnesota wants to sign him to an 8-year contract. Kaprizov wants a 3-year deal. So you would expect that they'll probably sit down and work out a in-between, kind of halfway between. They haven't, though. And apparently CSKA Moscow in the KHL has offered him a very good deal, a very financially lucrative deal that he at least has to be thinking about. And when I saw that, and I'm hearing this, and the Wild are still saying publicly they're confident they can sign him, all I can think in the back of my mind is this is why GMs, up until recently, were nervous about signing players out of the KHL, about signing some of the Russian players, because the fear was that you'd have a contract issue with them and they just go home. They'd go to the KHL instead. And so if Kaprizov actually did sign with CSKA Moscow for, say, like a 3 or 4 year deal, I would think that would return. We would again see GMs going, we'd love to sign this player, but look what Kaprizov just did to the Wild, and we don't want to find ourselves in that position. So we'll see. We'll keep our eye on that. I still think they probably find an agreement. They probably work it out. It's possible Kaprizov's kind of working this as kind of a leverage thing. It's not the first time that's happened. It won't be the last either. And it doesn't make the player the bad guy. It's just a way of saying, hey, so if we can't work this out, I am perfectly fine with working for them, and you guys will still have my rights, but I'm going to go and play because I want to play, and I don't want that 8-year deal. I'm honestly still kind of surprised at 8-year deals being out there as a thing right now because of the flat cap and everything, but we'll see. Rasmus Ristolainen, it's that time of year again. Rasmus Ristolainen rumors are picking up. So, yeah, Risto. Does he move? Does he not? Apparently there's teams calling. Buffalo, of course, is still taking calls on Reinhart. There's, of course, still the huge Jack Eichel deal that's out there. Oh, and they also, in protecting Ullmark, they're going to want to re-sign Ullmark. Ullmark is currently 8 days away from potentially being a UFA. So, yeah. Also, I want to throw in at the end of this here, there will be live streams for all of it. For tomorrow's Seattle expansion, which I have on the channel, I will also be doing live streams for day 1 of the draft, the entry draft, on Friday, rounds 2 through 7 on day 2 on Saturday, and of course we'll have the live stream for Free Agent Frenzy on the 28th. So it's going to be a busy next 8 days, and that's with me going out and playing some floor or street hockey today, and then on Saturday doing that as well. So it's going to be some busy times. And of course, when we do the meetup on Saturday, my wife does film parts of that as well. So good thing I've been on the treadmill 4 to 5 miles a day every day for the last 2 years, so that I don't get gas quite as easily. So and that's part of the reason why I got the treadmill and decided to get myself in better shape, because I want to be able to keep up a little bit better. It's when you get older, and this is hard for me to explain to the younger kids, but when your brain goes, okay, you need to be over there now, and you got to do this, and then you're going to score the goal from over here, and then you move your foot and you start moving in that direction, and your body goes, oh, you're not doing any of that, pal. You'll be lucky to make it in the corner before that ball's at the other end of the court. You want to do what? Yeah, no, the body doesn't work that way. No. Yeah, that's cute that you think you can. Oh, you think you can actually take that wrist shot now? Your wrist is dead, man. That's the disconnect. The brain still thinks it can do all that, and the body just laughs at it and goes, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. So, definitely doing the treadmills at least help with the cardio side of it, which is important. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video, and yeah, I'm happy that I got this Teddy Bluger. I got it from Cool Hockey. They have their annual sale when all the teams are out of the playoffs, and so I got this for 30% off. And I thought, yeah, I'll get a Teddy Bluger jersey. He's my favorite member of the Pittsburgh Penguins, sure. And thankfully, he's not headed to Seattle, because again, that would have been awkward. All right, thanks for all your support, and look forward to seeing everybody in the live stream tomorrow.